Do you know what today is? If you said Tuesday, I guess you're technically correct, unless you're watching this in the distant future, in which case, hello, I hope 2023 is nice. Let me know in the comments. Today is episode 100 of Park to Prem FM 22. Let's get back on topic. Yes, 100 episodes of this series between, of course, Three Bridges, FC United, and now Crystal Palace. And to mark the occasion, I thought we'd do something a little unorthodox, a bit of a mid-season rundown, talk about the team. It's the 31st of January in game, there's deadline day, and also we're taking on Liverpool in the league, and the league table doesn't look as good as it looked when I left things last time. We're behind Manchester United, we've got games in hand on Manchester United, we do actually have to win those games in hand, and it starts today with Liverpool. Yeah, quite a lot going on. Anyway, folks, I hope you're doing fantastic. To start today's episode, I thought we'd take a look at my manager profile. Not something that we ever look at in too much detail, but here it is in all its glory. 41 years old, we're now earning £14,000, 3 years left on our current deal at Crystal Palace, and of course, compared to the very beginning of this save game, the attributes on show here have got a little bit better. We're in the process of studying our Continental Pro license, and of course, you can see here in our career, 685 games played, goals scored 4, 1,592, and, less goals conceded and a high win percentage. We've not done too bad over the years here. Of course, if we just look at our kind of stats in a little more detail, our highest fee received is still Candido, who we sold 4 years ago, and of course we played against just last episode. Elsewhere, in terms of Crystal Palace stats, you can see them here. Our win percentage, 69%, very nice. And, if we just look at the job history, of course, you can see here how we've done over the many, many years that we've been at Crystal Palace. Of course, we managed Three Bridges to begin with. Unfortunately, they do now play in a league that is no longer loaded. So, yeah, if you wanted to know how they're doing, they're just kind of vibing in a league that's not loaded. There's not that much to it. In terms of FC United, we'll give them a little update. Of course, we left them midway through the season in 14th place when we departed. And as you can see right now, they're up in 13th. They're a mid-table championship team. It's only taken them like £30 million that we've given them to make them a stable club at this level. £20 million in the bank balance. Levi O'Callaghan is their current manager, 39 years old. He joined from Wrexham a couple of years ago now. And I did have a quick peek at their squad before going live and hitting the record button. A couple of players who were at the club when we were there. Ferreira, the Uruguayan goalkeeper, is still their main man between the sticks. Elsewhere, Junior Siewe, I hope I'm saying that name correctly, we signed him, I believe, just before we left. He looks not too bad. 22 years old, he's been at the club for a few years. I have to assume the loan spells are where he went out and got a work permit. And one other player who I noticed that we definitely signed is Patrice Largo. I think we agreed to sign him when he was 16 years old. You can see here, signed for £185,000. His loan kind of fees already kind of mean that they've made a tenfold profit on the price they've paid for him. He has got a work permit this year. I'll be honest, he's not done that well, the 21-year-old. But anyway, that's what's been going on at our former clubs. I feel like it's nice to remember our roots, remember where we've come from. Of course, as you can see here, it's the 31st of January, and as you might have gathered from this updated league table, in the matches that have been played since we were last here, quite a lot's happened. So without further ado, let's talk about it. Now, of course, last episode we ended things with an emphatic win over Everton, a 3-0 victory. We enjoyed it. Garajaga scored a banger. And in the very next game, we won in the EFL Cup quarter-final against Manchester United on penalties. It wasn't really a classic. 0-0, the scoreline after, extra time had been played. You can see here the stats on the whole. Yeah, it wasn't really a classic. 5-4 it finished in the shootout. After that game, into the month of January, we went a very busy period, not just down to league games, but also because of the EFL Cup, which I suppose we'll just talk about now. Why do things in chronological order? First leg of the EFL Cup, a 3-2 defeat against Everton. It wasn't ideal. Infante was on fire in this game. He picked up 2 goals for Everton. And while they ran out 3-2 victors in the home leg, I was a little bit nervous, shall we say, for the second leg, but I need not be nervous because just like we beat them and kept a clean sheet in the league, we beat them in the second leg and kept a clean sheet. 2-0 it finished on the night, 4-3 it finished on aggregate. Garajaga in the 89th minute stop this game going on any longer. Big goal for him. Last episode, I said he hadn't really wowed me. He's wowing me a little bit more now. I feel like people took the he's not wowed me a bit personally. His numbers this year are phenomenal. I just felt like the games where he was scoring for us, they weren't goals that were winning us the games. He kind of, boosted up his scoring by scoring against weaker teams and in games where we ran out victors. I needed him to turn up in some big matches, and, he turned up here, so thank you, Garajaga. I guess he heard me. So shifting our focus back to the league, you can see we kicked off the month of January with a draw against Tottenham. Following on from that, we beat Newcastle United, who have just sacked their manager, and, Kieran Pipe has come in to be an interim manager for them. He is absolutely bananas, isn't he? He's very good as this regen manager. I wonder if he'll get the job permanently. Either way, they're currently in 7th. I think at the time of sacking their manager, they were in 11th. So, yeah, fairly big win to beat them 2-0 there. In between the EFL Cup games, we marched on in the FA Cup where we beat Sheffield Wednesday. And as for the Premier League, well, you can see here, we kicked off a little run of 3 games with a 5-0 win against Aston Villa. Just one of those games where the whole team performed superbly. George got on the score sheet, Collier, Winter, Zambergen. Yeah, it was a good vibe. Zambergen did pick up a little injury. The good news is, as you can see here, by the lack of a red injury icon, it wasn't anything serious. And well, to end this run of games since you were last here, bit of a weird one. The fixture kind of computer needs to work on its programming, I think, a little bit. We played Norwich in back-to-back games, 3 days apart, both in the league. We won the first one 3-1. Very good performance. Heinz Winter and David Lind getting on the score sheet as we came back from behind. But away from home, we went to Carrow Road, and well, we just didn't really have a good time. We lost this one 2-1. We didn't deserve to lose it 2-1. I did rotate the team around, so maybe it's on me, but unfortunately, it is a squad game. We need to, keep players fresh, and in my bid to keep players fresh, we lost a game that we really should be winning, and with it, we opened up the door. We opened up the possibility for Manchester United to pull away at the top of the table. 4 points ahead of us, but they have played 2 games more. They have still only lost 1 game this year. Everton have also only lost 1 game this year, which was, of course, against us. They have drawn 9, and well, as for Liverpool, they have a game in hand on Everton. If they were to beat us today, they cut the gap on us to 4 points and also move up to 3rd. So, yeah, this trip to Anfield upcoming today is not going to be easy. But anyway, today's episode is a little bit different because instead of doing 2 matches, I thought we'd make it a transfer deadline day special. Now, do I think we're going to get any transfer business done? Probably not, but I probably should acknowledge a slightly significant transfer, he says very flippantly. I've signed a man for 29.5 million, and he might be a man who you recognise, literally a man who you recognise. I don't actually know if his name is said man or Manez. Please, Dutch viewers, let me know. Either way, the man with the luscious gold locks, not a bad little player. As you can see, 6 goals in 11 games for the Dutch national team. We've signed him, and we paid his release clause of £29.5 million. We've then loaned him back to PSV. I'm hoping that is going to be a loan that allows him to continue his development, continue to thrive. And then, he joined us, I believe, in a year's time. He's not going to join us until next January. He's hopefully going to be ready for our first team. I'm a big fan of him. Because he's 19, he's got no chance of getting homegrown at club status, so it just made sense to loan him back to PSV, where he'll get some regular football. He's been a player who's been on my radar for a little while, and I think for just shy of 30 million, whilst it's not exactly a cheap transfer, it's certainly a transfer that has the potential to either net us a really high-quality first-team player, or at the very least, a player that we can double our money on. I'm a big fan of him. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on his development. Now, of course, deadline day in Football Manager is this big new sexy feature. And to be fair, I'm the kind of person who likes to get my transfer business done early. But some of our players have been attracting interest that maybe, if the right offer came in, I'd be willing to let go. For example, Fofana, 24 years old, one of our backup right-backs, also a backup centre-mid. He's been kicking up a stink this year about his lack of first-team football. And to be fair, I've not played him all that much, so maybe he's right and justified in his actions. He's been away at AFCON, but he has since returned. And having signed him for 36 million, when he plays well, but he's just not quite good enough. Is that a fair assessment of him? Like, when we look at him, I don't feel like he's improved all that much during his time. In fact, he's got worse during his time at the club. So he's the kind of player, if the right offer came in for, I might look to sell on, and maybe that then opens up the opportunity to move in for some players. Elsewhere, in terms of, potential sales, McIntosh has some interest in him, allegedly. Of course, with it being the January transfer window, teams really don't like to sell players. You really are just relying on the AI teams to have players with release clauses. Elsewhere, Newton has picked up a little bit of interest, but we are in the process of getting him to sign a new contract. I don't really want to lose him. At 24 years old, he's been a very, very useful player for us this year, who's played particularly well in the league. Claudio Sanchez and Severin also picking up interest. Sanchez, he's not on the table. He's not going anywhere. But as for Severin, maybe open to selling Severin. Is that blasphemous? I mean, if we just compare him here with Menez, you can see Menez, who we've agreed to sign for 30 million in blue. Severin, 3 years older, and, well, he is about to turn 23 as well, so he's not getting any younger in green. I feel like Severin is a player who looks good, but his lack of mentals and really just his lack of overall development during his time at the club leaves me a little lukewarm on him. Of course, we signed him, 4 years ago now? It was a little while ago, really, that we picked him up. And it'd be fair to say that in those 4 years, he has got better, but he's not necessarily improved to the level I hoped he might. And whilst it might be a bit of a harsh assessment, the reality is that last year, he wasn't amazing. This year, he's not been amazing. And with the players that we've got, maybe it's time to move him on. But that would require an offer. I don't see that happening. Now, this is a little bit awkward. I forgot to mention a sale that we made earlier in the month of January, and that was Aaron Woodward, 29 years old. I don't really want to recall how much I paid for this man, because I definitely overpaid for him. I paid the English tax, £45 million for the former Manchester United youngster. He was complaining about a lack of first-team football. He didn't really fit into my plans this year at all with the change in system. And Manchester United came a knocking, offered me £27.5 million. And whilst it does mean that we are going to sell him on for a loss, considering his form over the last 2 years, I'm relieved to get any kind of money for him. He's an okay player. He's good, not great. We have better centre-mid options. We're not playing with a left winger this year. It was just a case of kind of make some money off him. I suppose the way we should look at it is we got rid of him and then we brought in Mans for, a fraction of the, I was going to say a fraction of the price. He costs more than Woodward, but in terms of the actual player quality, Woodward is a fraction of Mans. You can see here the £27 million sale of Woodward, I think, justified the £30 million transfer of Mans. I mean, when you look at that, that's crazy, the difference between the two of them. I'm going to claim that we've got the better of the deals. Now, as well as deadline day, we've got this game against Liverpool. I don't really know what the plan is for today. If bids come in, I'll talk about them. If nothing happens, I'll join you at the start of the match. I'm going to mash continue for a little bit. Now, one player who I do think is going to be leaving us here is Spencer Parsons, a player who allegedly has some potential, but has been an absolute pain in my butt recently. He's been complaining a load. I don't actually think he's that good of a player. We have had a few different transfer offers for him. They're all not too shabby. I mean, all over 900k for a player who, let's be honest, is never going to play for us. Elsewhere, we have had an offer for Fofana, but it's from Manchester City and it's only a loan. It's not really what we're looking for. I don't intend to really get rid of Fofana unless an offer in the region of, say, 50 to maybe 60 million. Maybe that would be enough for me to change my mind. But we do lack a little bit of depth in the right-back position. We've, of course, got McIntosh, Fofana and Sanchez. If I was to let go of Fofana, might have to sign someone to replace him. I do feel like on deadline day, you can occasionally get some absolutely insane bargains. You know, players get offered to you that just weren't on your radar or you just weren't aware were as available for as little as they are. What I will say at this moment in time, as I look through some of the agent offers, is all the offers we've had so far today, not very, I mean, they're all C minuses and Cs. They're not very good, everyone. We have had another offer for Toby Newton here. He's in the process, as I mentioned, of signing a new deal. His current contract has 2 years left on it. Bayern Munich are keen on him. I'm keen on keeping him as well. Looking at his value, 10.5 to 13 million. They have offered 11 million plus 9.5 million in add-ons to take it to over 20 million. He's probably going to cry about the fact of rejected this, but yeah, no intentions of selling him. The sooner he signs this new contract, the better. Now, one player who I have had just offered to me, who I'm gonna be honest, he's quite good. It wasn't really on my radar, is Edison Pabon. He plays at Atlético Nacional in Colombia. He has no natural fitness whatsoever. I say no. It's 7 natural. It's okay, isn't it, really? He's 18 years old, professional personality, great teamwork, great work rate, 20 determination, and he's available for 1.5 million. I mean, obviously I should be signing him, right? This feels too good to be true. Let's get this done. Let's get it done. I do need to sign someone, I feel like. So maybe signing him is smart. If I don't sign anyone in this deadline day special, there will be comments about it. So there you go. I'm making a transfer. We have had a few players offered to us. Mosquera, he's pretty good, but probably unaffordable. Emmanuel Velez, slightly less good, age 32. And Barral, yeah, neither of these players doing it for me. Okay, the Pabon offer's been accepted. We've given him a contract offer. Atletico Nacional want to loan him back. I am wondering, since he can play right back, if I pick him up, could I justify getting rid of Fofana? Is he good enough to be the backup right back at our current level? I mean, we've got McIntosh as well. Is it mad that I'm tempted by this? I am really, really tempted by this. I'm going to reject the loan back. It's a release clause, so they can't cancel the deal. Might go and offer Fofana out again. Bayern Munich have come in with another offer for Newton, and they've not locked it in. I'm kind of tempted to see how much they'd offer for him. Of course, the fact he's homegrown in nation is really important for our squad registration, and I do really like him as a player. And it would be difficult to replace him midway through the year. I'm going to take the mick a little bit here. I'm going to offer him out for 40. I don't even know if I'd take 40, but we'll just see if they bid it. They've bid 26 all up front. Should we just offer 40 again? They've decided to walk away. You know what? That's probably for the best. Hopefully he doesn't complain. Elsewhere, Fofana had some offers for him. Unfortunately, 34 million from Mainz and 36 million from Borussia Mönchengladbach. It's not quite what we're hoping for. I've offered him out again for 60. Let's try and lower this down to 54. They've negotiated back and locked it in at 39.5. Mainz have also got this similar offer. I'm going to go back in with 60. They've got him with 37. Can we go up to 50? 51? They've accepted 51. I'm going to have to sell him for that price, aren't I? I genuinely thought Borussia Mönchengladbach would offer more, but Mainz, £51 million for Fofana, and then Pabon comes in to be our backup right back. I mean, there's the direct comparison. Fofana, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, he's a very good player. But Pabon can do the job right for £1 million. Thing is, I'm making this sale. It leaves me with 50 million in the bank to spend. I've already got 41 million in. I could go and make a monstrous offer, I realise now. Who would I go and buy? Now, given the fact it's deadline day and it's January, there's not really that many players that are going to be available for the £90 million that we're very likely to have in our bank balance very soon. Realistically, we're probably looking towards players with release clauses. So whilst Fontana's name jumps out, I can't really afford him. Unless, do I just save the money? Do I just save the money because Arsenal are currently in 8th and might miss out on European football? They have got a game in hand on Newcastle, but their recent form's been poor. I've been keeping an eye on it. And I do really, really want Fontana. Now, there is a risk that because we've got this £41 million wage budget, transfer budget already, but we are in the red with the balance, that when the finances update, it's not like there's a load of money in the bank to dictate the transfer funds. But at the same time, I am just thinking, is it worth signing someone for the sake of it? We've got Pabon coming in to be the Fofana replacement. 90 million in the bank in January doesn't go as far as it will in the summer. Maybe the sensible thing is just to, well, not spend the money now. But it's a bit boring, isn't it? Okay, Pabon's been granted a work permit. We're going to sign him. And Fofana is set to join Mainz. £50 million for him. Now, I think we've done pretty well there. We signed him for 36 million. He's only played 4 games this year. It's not like he's been a regular first-team member. We've already got in his replacement for 1.5 million. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to do that. I'm not even going to think about it too far. The more I think about it, the more I feel like I've just got away with murder. There's that phrase, isn't there? If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. This is the bit where we find out Pabon is injury-prone, and I didn't scout him thoroughly enough. He is currently in the under-23s. We will almost certainly promote him, but make him available for the youth team. I think in terms of training him, we will train him as the inverted wing-back on attack, with a focus on ball control, just to help out with his technicals in terms of his dribbling and first touch just a little bit. I don't know about anyone else. I just think at 18 years old, he's phenomenal. He's only just turned 18 as well earlier on this month. I think that this is, you know, like the Donald Trump, the art of the deal cover. Get me photoshopped on that, because that is basically what we've done here. Fofana is gone. Silly, silly money. He's got a release clause of 61 million. So if we decide we're missing Fofana, we'll just buy him back for a £10 million loss. And if we just look at the finances, 43 million in the bank, 89 million pounds transfer budget. Still feels weird that I don't really have anyone eyed up, but I do feel like being sensible is the best course of action. Bayern Munich have come in with one last offer for Newton. They've offered 33 million with instalments. I'm just not going to sell him, not at this point in the year. I'm going to struggle to replace him with a better player. I'm a big fan of him. He's been useful for us when he's played, and he will probably get more game time in this second half of the season, depending on how things are going, because, of course, we've got the Champions League, which I've just remembered, you know, Newton having lots of interest from Bayern Munich. Don't think I've mentioned this yet. In the knockouts of the Champions League, Bayern Munich's the team we're playing. Just another reason not to sell Newton to them, I suppose. But yeah, that's coming up on the horizon. I think I'm a bit nervous for that one. You know what? I think I've made my decision. I could spend some money for the sake of spending some money on deadline day for drama, but the sensible hat is being put on. We're cashing in on players like Parsons. We've made some good money on the Fontana deal. We've gotten a good replacement in Pabon, but I think it's time just to be sensible. Let's keep hold of the money that we've made. We can use it perhaps to justify the Fontana signing in the summer. And I realise as we're on the under-23s, we'll just have a little Stephen Gold update. Saw someone in the comments yesterday ask, how's Stephen Gold doing, Jack? What's he up to? Just vibing in the under-23s. I wonder if we could loan him out. Does anyone want Stephen Gold with 6 hours left? I mean, if I was a League One club, I'd be very keen right now. But I'm not a League One club. Are there any League One managers interested? Apparently there's some teams in Germany interested. Right, we're loaning Stephen Gold to the Bundesliga 2. The German striker is having a homecoming of sorts. I realise his name is Stephen Gold, and whilst he is part German, it's quite an English name, isn't it, Stephen Gold? But good news, everyone. He's fluent in German. He was born in Germany too, so he is technically heading home. So, yeah, good luck, Stephen. I'll give you an update if I remember at the end of the year. And Stephen Gold has left the building. Out on loan, took 2 hours to get the paperwork sorted. Yeah, I'm going to compile match reports. We'll hear back about him at a later date. Anyway, as deadline day is going on, we've still got a football match to play. Which inconsiderate person scheduled a match on deadline day? And more importantly, who scheduled this of all games? Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. Fourth versus second. Words are hard. I'm nervous. Let's get into this. In terms of team news, we're at full strength. Middleby, he's not injured anymore, everyone. But bad news, he's away at the Asian Games with Australia. Is it the Asian Games or the Asian Cup? I think it's the Asian Cup. I'm just making up a competition. He's away on international duty. That's the bottom line. Does leave us slightly light. Also, did I not register Pabon yet? No. Oh, I have registered him. Apparently, he's already played in Colombia today, so he now can't play here. I tell you what, he got a very quick flight, didn't he, over to England? Anyway, we're going to jump two-footed into this one, but not a red card two-footed jump, I hope. It's going to be a controlled jump. I realise that any two-footed tackle can get you a red card in modern football. The game's gone, everyone. Hopefully this game hasn't gone. I'm trying to get the players all fired up for it. They're very mellow. No bright green, just some off, boring, dull green. Onto the game. I just realised all the user interface in the match is in the deadline day colours. It's all black and yellow. That's funny. Don't see this very often. I feel like I've had this once before, but I've just remembered it's a thing. Either way, we're going to try not to let that distract us. And for deadline day, we're playing in our away kit that just so happens to be black and yellow. We're very on brand with deadline day. Anyway, we're playing it out around the back. Now can we look to build it on this far side? Chiric as that lone wide player on the left side, going on a little bit of a wander. Gives it to Horniak. Now with Talha, he has the power of the headband. Sanchez to De Silva, goes round the keeper and puts it wide of the post. I thought it was in. 25 minutes in and that De Silva chance, the only chance of the game so far. But Liverpool in possession at the edge of the box. Our former man Junior sprinting it over to Ossan, who floats it towards the back post. Ruiz punches it away from danger. Zambergen then gets his header on it again. I realised that there's quite a big inter-team rivalry going on here between ourselves and Liverpool. Of course, we've got a few of their former players. They've got one of ours in the team. It's a bit of a familiar affair for all involved. A bit personal almost. Ball whipped in, Haaland, back post, free header, goal. How many goals has Erling Haaland scored this year? I've not noticed him in the goal scoring charts in the same way as previous years. The good news for us and the rest of the Premier League is he is 33 now. The bad news for all of us is that goal is going to count. He was onside as the ball was whipped in. He headed it in well. And I feel a bit sorry for Chiric, who was left with the job of marking him. That was a bit of a mismatch. If you're wondering about Erling Haaland, by the way, actually, he's 34, not 33. Not that you would notice it looking at his attributes. He's absolutely ridiculous. kind of want to sign him. Can we sign Alan? Can I make it? I'm going to make an inquiry mid-game. Gonna shout over to the manager next to me in the technical area. How much do you want for Erling? Let me know. Right, back to the game. Let's get our head in the game. It's Chirich with the ball. Vassallo. To Marcus Tullio on this near side. Talha back to Tullio. Lovely build-up play. Look at this. We're knocking around the ball nicely around the back. Some progressive passes would be nice. And maybe not progressive passes like that one. Lumped down the middle. Gifted to Liverpool, who are now going to look to bring it on the front foot. And oh my word, Ruiz makes a big stop. Erling Haaland with the effort. He was actually offside, so the save won't go down as a stat. But it was a good stop by Ruiz. We all saw it. He might have more to do, though. Free kick put into the box. We've dealt with it, and now we look to counter-attack. Horniak, can he get there? No. Nianzou, on a yellow card, had to get there first, to be fair. The speedy French centre-back, and did so. Now with Ramsdale, Nianzou, and Rice in the middle, knocking it around nicely. I realise this Liverpool team has a lot of real players in it who in the next few years are going to be falling off. Right now, though, they're still very good. And right now, they're creating opportunities. Ruiz does make a stop. This one will go down in the statistics because it wasn't offside. And now they have a corner, which they're going to attempt to put in. Vassallo gets it away, but only as far as Angelo Jr. Now back with Horscher, who's going to put it in, but he was offside. We live to fight another day. I've not enjoyed this game so far. Statistically, allegedly, we've had twice the XG and been the better team. The recent highlights really don't make it feel like that. And at half-time, we're a goal down. We've been terrible. Sort it out. How soon into this game do I look to make radical changes? I feel like sometimes you don't make changes. Sometimes you just get shouty, and things click. And I feel like this group of players on the pitch, when they click, it's beautiful. And while they might be clicking here, or maybe Gurajag is just going to forget that the game that we're playing is football. Looked down at his feet, and the ball that's meant to be there wasn't there anymore. He just left it behind him. The good news for us is we are coming back on the attack again. Chirich tries to float it into the back post. It's blocked away, but comes to Talha. The roaming playmaker to Sanchez. Zambergen! Effort hit with power just over the bar. And well, from an attacking move to potentially some defensive action required from us. Junior, our former man, ghosting inside. De Silva, you idiot! De Silva, you idiot! It's the former Liverpool man on the former Crystal Palace man. Junior is dying on the pitch from the look of things. He's face down in the dirt. The physio's coming on. I hope he can survive. He's milking it. He's walking. He's fine. Erling Haaland scares me. Ruiz, can you go massive? This is not ideal in terms of starts to the half. And now it's really not ideal. It's 2-0 Liverpool. It's a penalty. Goal number 25 for the season for Erling Haaland. Even in a Liverpool team that hasn't been amazing this year, I say that, they're about to move into third, but they've not been amazing this year, he still gets all the goals for them. I will say now, this is the kind of game where I'd really like to have Middleby to bring on for Gurajag. We're lacking that impact sub option. Zambergen is apparently in danger of being bucked. I'm going to take him off the pitch and bring in Severin. And I'm going to play Heinz Winter up front, I think. Do I want to play Severin on the right as a winger? I could play Winter, who's right-footed, as the winger, really. I'm curious, actually. Winter versus Severin. There's the direct comparison. Let's play them the other way around. Let's be sensible here. I'm going to go with that as my double change for now. Let's go a little bit more direct with our passes. Less fancy working the ball into the box. More high-risk, low-percentage passes, getting it forward. Let's see if that can work out for us. Immediately, there's a highlight, which is either going to be a great sign, and I'm going to look like a tactical genius, or I'm going to look like a mug, and they potentially go up the other end and score. Horscher, down to Rice. Now with Pablo Ruiz. Vassallo on a booking, needs to be careful. He looked like he stomped down there. Haaland, Osan, in possession on the near side. Neto gives the ball away. Now can we launch the counter-attack? Not with passes like that, we can't. We're playing ourselves into trouble. And now Horser is through. He hits the post. Jiric gets it away. I mean, could we now catch them on the break, maybe? No. The highlight just ends very abruptly. We've not been very good here. Right, we're going to go to attacking. We're going to go even more direct and hit early crosses. I've got one last sub left in me. Miguel, on you come, lad. In Miguel, we trust. He is an impact sub. He is an impact man. I need him to have an impact in this game. We've looked woeful. Of course, away at Anfield, it's not exactly an easy game, but we've not taken our chances that have come our way. We've not looked good enough here. And whilst there are highlights, they all just feel like they're going the way of Liverpool. With 8 minutes left plus any added time, we need a bit of a turnaround, and we need that turnaround to happen now. Paulo Ruiz to Guillermo. Talha does not put in a tackle, lets him just run inside. It's crossed along our box. all the way across. Still some defending to be done here. Floated at back post. Paulo Ruiz, he's offside. He's offside. Breathers, I thought it was about to get very bad. 3-0 would be embarrassing. That said, 2-1, and we start to believe. Severin, back post header, straight at Ramsdale. Severin, please. That was a chance. It felt like an opportunity. It felt like a great chance, that header. And now Ramsdale's he's just time wasting. He's just time wasting. He lumps it forward to Horseshaw. We read the play well. But it's no good it being down in our own half. We need to get it forward, and that kind of ball forward is not really what we're looking for. Although, what else am I supposed to expect with us being so direct now? Carlier, De Silva, Severin, gets past his man, tight angle, runs wide. Can he hold up the ball and put it into the box? He can't. Nianzou puts in a tackle. VAR's going to check if it was in the box or not. I think it was outside the box. I'm not going to get carried away. But if it's in the penalty area, the comeback's happening. It's real. I start to believe. It's not a penalty, though, so the comeback's not happening. Comeback's not happening. Not today. Corner. De Silva. I mean, there's 5 minutes of added time. If we get one, Marcus Tullio's got one. Okay. Don't overreact here, everyone, but there's a chance. We've got hope. We're already very, very attacking. It makes it difficult to go more attacking. Out of possession, press more, get stuck in transition, over the top, quickly, just lump it. Just kick it as hard and as far as you can. We've got 4.5 minutes to try and make something happen. And Carlier's got injured, and now we're down a man. Not the ideal end. I mean, I hope that Carlier injury wasn't serious. We're down a man, but we're not out of it yet, he says, as Liverpool have the ball, and with a man advantage, you'd expect to press home and get another goal. Paulo Ruiz is through, or Luiz is through. Oh, I hope Carlier's fine. They've scored. It doesn't even matter. Get me out of this game. I want to leave. I need to know how Carlier's doing. I'm in roleplay mode here. I've just stormed out the game immediately. Carlier out for 3 to 4 weeks. A bad result now looks even worse. Apparently, Adamson's got an offer in for him. Reject that. I'm not interested. Haaland's inquiry's been rejected. There's no chance we're going to be able to sign him. He's doing well on his loan, but I don't really care. Get me out of deadline day. This was meant to be a great idea. It's ended with us bottling it. I'm not having fun. How do I conclude? Get me out of here. Conclude business. I'm leaving it there. I've left deadline day. I've rage quit deadline day. It's happened. Back tomorrow with more. That was really bad, wasn't it? That was really bad. I'm just going to end things here. Unorthodox ending today. I can't even get my words out. I'm so upset. We've lost. Our star players got injured. Everything's a disaster. Tomorrow maybe it'll go better. I'll see you guys then.